Hey guys, Nate here from WASD20. I've got my webcam blown up a little bit today because here on RPG class vlog number 4, there we go, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of my classroom here in the setup. This is coming to you now after day 8 of class, so it's been a little while. And I'm sorry I left you hanging there wondering what's going on, but here's my classroom. You can see just the tables set up pretty well for different gaming groups, and then some gaming groups have been going out into the common area out there. You can see it's maybe snowing out there. Maybe you can't see that, but anyway. And then the table of just junk here that's piling up and just is kind of a mess, but here's a bunch of stuff that I've been working with, and yeah, today we played the Star Wars Force and Destiny beginner game, which was cool. I recently got this. I just got it like 2 days ago, and I'm pretty excited to read it. I've only read a tiny bit, like the intro, but it's exciting me so far that it's going to be a really interesting book. So, all right, now let's talk about what's been going on in the class and what I'm thinking from here on out. So, we had a snow day yesterday, so that was interesting. Kind of threw a wrench in some of my plans, and I'm kind of bummed that we had a snow day. I would rather have a snow day on a day when I'm not teaching role-playing games, but whatever. We make do, move on. So Monday, day 6. I haven't talked to you since Friday, so I'll tell you what we did. Day 6, we had 2 presentations, Call of Cthulhu and Savage Worlds. Those were student presentations, just to learn a little bit about those games. Then I did a little teaching on building adventures and just kind of session prep and the importance of improvisation and trying to balance your prep. You know, being really well prepared by having the tools to improvise. But being well prepared, you know, actually doing a little bit of planning and encouraging them to think about that and do that well and have things on hand that will help them run a game smoothly. So that went well. I showed them some of my notes, some of my session notes, and just kind of how I prepare. And yeah, perhaps I'll do a video on that someday, but I've mostly gotten a lot of what I do from my good friend Matt Click and others. The Lazy DM is, of course, very helpful, and I talked about some of his strategies. So yeah, then I did an intro to Star Wars Force and Destiny, and basically just had time to talk about how these funny dice work and just give a little intro to the game. So yeah, that was cool, and kind of got them pumped up, and we selected 4 GMs, or had volunteers for 4 GMs, and they took stuff home to get ready, read through the beginner adventure and all that. Then I did a little history lesson, part 2 of our RPG history, which was the early history of D&D, mid-70s to early 80s, so basically from the brown box release in 74 up to 79-ish, really. It wasn't early 80s so much. And kind of ran through that. I tried to keep it really brief. I think it was only 20 minutes, so that was a big improvement over last time, because yeah, last time it was just too long and the students got bored. So yep, I didn't get as much detail as I would like, but that's the way of things, and it went well. Better, I think. So yeah, then let's see. We took a look at some absolute tabletop and Be a Better Game Master stuff. So Barker, my good friend, agreed to be interviewed via Skype for the class, and that was a lot of fun interviewing him. And we got to take a look at some of his videos and some AbTab stuff before we did that. And then Absolute Tabletop generously donated a free PDF for every student. They got to pick a free PDF, any of their PDFs. So that was really nice, and the students were pumped about that. And I sent those out. And then they also donated 2 DM screens, which any student who GMs anytime during this class is going to be entered to have a chance to win one of these. We'll do a draw or a roll-off or I don't know what. So yeah, that's pretty great. Thank you, Absolute Tabletop, for that awesome stuff. And yeah, Barker had some just great thoughts for the students. They really liked him, I think. He's just a likable guy, as most of you probably know. And yeah, it was just a really fun interview, and I think had some some good gems for my students, I think, in terms of advice for being a GM and stuff like that. Then we had our snow day, which snowed on our parade, and then today we came back and we had 2 presentations because we missed one. We had Numenera and the One Ring, and those both went well. And then I gave some very brief instructions for Star Wars, Force, and Destiny. We talked about the dice the other day. This time I talked about strain, wounds, soak, and some of the basics of kind of managing that stuff. And another student kind of shared a little about Destiny. So that was helpful, just kind of setting things up. And then we played. And unfortunately, students weren't as well prepared. Maybe it's because it's a new system. They weren't as well prepared as I had hoped. We had those 4 students take stuff home. One of them left his stuff at home. That was frustrating. I had to kind of scramble and put another group on hold to make copies for his group. And then, just some of the students I think didn't really know how to prepare. We had a new GM. I think we had 2 new GMs. Yeah, anyway, some new GMs trying to do it for the first time with this game, never having played it before. So, I told them beforehand, it's going to be rocky, but that's okay. We'll learn together. And I think in the end, what matters is they had fun. Even despite not prepping all that well. Some of them did prepare very well and did a really good job. But either way, I think all students had fun, and that's what matters. Even if they didn't get all the rules, they just kind of rolled with it, and that's what's great, is you just kind of roll with it, make it up as you go, and eventually you'll learn more, and that's great too. So yeah, I am excited. I didn't get to play, and I'm excited to run or play in this game. Run probably, because I've read the whole starting adventure. So now I'm thinking I got to get a group together and run through the beginner set here too myself, because it's Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and it just looked fun. Yeah, tomorrow, man, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've got a long list of things that I need to hone down. I know I'm going to do some history. We're going to talk about the D&D scare of the 80s and how it was, so psychologically damaging to our youth and all this. And so we'll kind of break that down, how that all happened, and talk about also the growing popularity of D&D, despite that, or maybe because of all that. And just talk about the fall of TSR and Gary Gygax in a way, and maybe fall and rise. I don't know. But yeah, so do a little bit of history, but I don't want to overwhelm them with that, even though I would love to spend all tomorrow on history. 3 whole hours. No, not really. So yeah, we'll have our presentation on Fate, and then I gotta figure some other stuff out. I might do a little mapping, like how to make a map. We might do some of that, or I'm going to do that at lunch tomorrow, an optional session. Kids can come in early and hang out, and we can do a little mapping. Player tips, GM tips, and other things like that. Definitely talk about some of that. And we'll see what else strikes me. But yeah, got a little bit of work to do to figure out what we're doing for tomorrow. Then, day 10, we're going to be having our last presentation and playtime. So I hope tomorrow we can have some good time for DMs to prep and do a little planning. Maybe some world building also, actually. Some collaborative world building together. Maybe we'll build a game world on the spot. I don't know. That could be kind of cool. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Things are going well. I'm definitely, feeling like real class starts next week, and I'm not ready for that yet. I'm really enjoying this and want this to continue. But that is the way of things. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that'll about do it for this one. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks to everyone who's watching these and enjoying them and following the adventures of our class, So You Want to Slay a Dragon, a Winterim class in tabletop role-playing games. All right, I'll see you next time.